Ladies and gentlemen, I am finally done with finals. Can we get a hip hip hooray for that? Oh my goodness. Finals are finally done. You guys get consistent uploads. And you guys also get streams coming up here very soon. But until that point, today we have a battle of Bactria versus Pontus. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are looking forward to this one and would like to see more like it in the future, of course, let me know in the comment section down below. Hit that like and sub button. Let's get into this. So the first unit being sent forward is the mercenary Celtic warriors from Pontus here. They're kind of being sent forward on their own, so they are currently getting hammered down by arrows, stones, and javelins. You can see that their numbers are tanking very quickly. You can see men dropping in the shrubbery there, down to 113 men, 112 men, and with every single volley they lose more and more. Speaking of losing more and more men, they turn their backs to the archers here, now going down under 100 men remaining. Now charging forward after some elite Persian archers who do take a javelin throw there, so they do take a couple losses, but now the archers are going to fall back as this Pontus cavalry also begins to get close here. You see that Bactria has some spear infantry. We have some Bactrian royal guard here waiting to engage against that cav. But speaking of cav, Bactria has brought a ton of cavalry in this fight. We see tons upon tons upon tons of very good. I mean, look at this down here. We have, where's it at? We have some Hellenic cataphracts. Look at these guys. Absolutely sick. And on the far right flank, Bactria also has a bunch more cav, so they are going to be focusing on more of the cavalry fight in this battle, whereas Pontus is committing their cav early, along with having some scythe chariots here, which they are not really using too well. There we go. Chariots now starting to be used, which is big time, and they're using it on a Bactrian royal guard unit. Back over in the center where we saw those mercenary Celtic warriors charge forward initially, they are going to be going down to some spearmen and some Bactrian hillmen. But over in where the main open area is over here, we still see Pontus pushing up their archers, some hoplites, and some other various units to begin to probe some of Bactria's lines. Now, speaking of that cav, as you can see here, still falling silent, yet to be used. Over on the left flank, we do start to see a large committal to try to take out the opposing cavalry. Bactria using a lot of their melee cav here, going after some mercenary Scythian horse archers, and now also going for this noble blood cavalry, taking out 30 of those guys already. So it looks like they are trying to win the cav fight and are just trying to hold in the center. But at the same time, look at this push coming from Bactria in the center, pushing forward a lot of their forces here, engaging alongside a lot of those chariots in some melee battle. And things are looking very good for Bactria early on in this battle. Pontus is struggling to hold this center. You can see that that a gap has already opened up here in the center. They are committing more men, committing some hillmen to the fight, but hillmen are not going to be something that you can leave in prolonged combat against a lot of these mercenary, or not mercenaries, but a lot of these Bactrian royal guards. The Bactrian royal guards will eat those units alive, but where they do excel is the right flank. The right flank has the general committed here. We have a Bactrian royal guard general committed to that fight, and also a lot of the cav is trying to make up for that lost room. And you can just now see Bactria is committing their right flank of cav to try to overwhelm that center. You can see that these men are pushing through the center. Bactrian light horse charging forward after these chariots to take them out. Bactria using their cav perfectly there to take out those chariots, and a little bit of a delayed charge. Citizen cavalry now charging into these mercenary naked soldiers who are fighting in this two-pronged attack here. And you can see just how deadly this fight is getting, as these men are scrapping to the bitter end. And you see the left flank now smashed open, as we see Eastern spearmen running down some Pontic peltis and some Eastern archers. In the middle, we again just see that it's not going well at all for Pontus. The best place that it is going is this flank, and now that the cav has fully engaged in the combat, you can see that things are just not going well. Pontic swordsmen eating a Bactrian royal cavalry charge there, sending their lines into dismay a little bit. Pontus on the far or on Pontus's far left flank, they are getting overwhelmed and destroyed. That late cav committal is really messing them up here. A lot of the supporting units are now having to engage in melee for Pontus, and that is not what you would like to see at all. Whereas Bactria, a lot of their supporting units, by supporting units I mean their archers, can sit back and just use their arrows and use their javelins up. Over on this left flank, things are still not looking the greatest for Bactria over here. Pontus is starting to make a little bit of headway, but as that cav does end up committing more and more over here, we do start to see that the numbers are starting to swing in favor of Bactria greatly. You can also see that Pontus is trying to move some of their Royal Cavalry over to help out, but Bactria is using some of those some of their citizen cav to soak up the enemies. And also that Eastern Spearman unit kind of got mowed down, chasing down a couple of those archer units, but they do delay the general back here from engaging in melee. And now we start to see that Bactria winning this right flank and winning the center is starting to be able to move some of those units down this hill. The center is not looking great for Bactria. They have committed a couple of their cav units into the fight here, but Pontus is... They're holding. They are holding the center to right flank. Is it a pretty hold? No. It is not a pretty hold at all. You see that there is decent bulges in their lines, but it's something, right? It's something. Bactria Noble Horse charging into the backs of these Pontic swords, whereas Scythe Chariots charging into the back of the Scale Thorax Hoplite unit. Interesting. Haven't seen these guys before. Look at these guys. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Still engaging decently heavily in that fight. And okay, so I'm gonna call the right flank here, the right / left flank. This we're just gonna call it the right flank. The right flank over here has completely fallen in terms of Bactria at this point. We have a general versus general fight going on. We have some Bactrian Royal Guard going against Pontic Swordsmen. The Pontic Swordsmen greatly outnumber the Bactrian Royal Guard here, but the Bactrian Royal Guard does have some archer support. The other generals now coming over in support of the Pontic Sword, or the Pontic General there, whereas over on this far flank we start to see that the other Bactrian General is helping out against those Scythe Chariots, and now those Scythe Chariots do end up shattering from the battlefield. You can see just how fast Bactria is moving here. The center is going greatly in favor for Pontus at the moment, but Bactria is doing a great job at securing the flanks and holding the flanks and winning that cav battle. Because now you can start to see Bactria Noble Horse charging in. These guys are going to be a very, very tough cav to kill. Getting an excellent charge in as well. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Pontic Royal. Oh my goodness. That's a brutal charge of those hillmen from those Pontic Royal Cavalry, who are now sitting at 74. Oh my goodness. Gaining about 20 kills from that charge. Absolutely devastating. The right flank now completely falling in favor of Bactria, which is going to give them time to go send some help to their general, who is in desperate need of help back here, fighting alongside his men. He is going to do his best to hold back here. But he does need some support. He definitely needs some support. And here it comes. The boys, the Bactrian lads are coming to back him up against the Pontus generals. Absolutely beautiful. That right flank falls completely. The center for Pontus is still going well, though. They are crushing Bactria, but Bactria has a unit of Thorax Swordsmen who are decently health, holding out here. Another unit of Thorax Swords. So those guys will be able to hold out for a little bit until these units can win and help push over there to help. But also the cav battle is almost wrapped up over here in favor of Bactria. What is going on way back here? Some Bactrian Noble Horse just kind of chilling out in the back there. But Bactria is doing a great job at securing that right flank. Now pushing over units from that right flank. We have some Bactrian Royal Guard pushing over to try to help free up some of these units that are fighting some of those Pontus men there. We also have some units sitting back here just kind of resting up at the moment. We have some Bactrian Hillmen, some Hellenic Cataphracts, and some Bactrian Horse Cavalry just kind of sitting in the back there. And at this point, guys, Pontus is completely falling apart. You can see a lot of their lines are starting to shatter. Their numbers are looking very, very small and dwindling by the second. Both generals are now completely surrounded by Bactrian men. And let's just get a close-up of this fight here for this last little bit of the battle. See the Pontus's general last stand in here. See the last stand as their men completely just pour in. Just absolutely pouring. Absolutely. Just the sounds of this game are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. And there we see it. One of the Pontic generals is breaking after being attacked in the rear, breaking from that fight after being completely surrounded. Pontus loses this fight and Bactria takes the win. If you guys did end up enjoying this one and would like to see more like it in the future, let me know in the comment section down below, guys. Hit that like and sub button. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you all next time. Peace.